president. You're introducing the thing, so go ahead.
I don't know if I want to.
You're in charge of this thing, so you have to.
I just had a beer, and it's not mixing well with my breakfast, and
Nobody can smell. Nobody can smell your breath.
Yeah, all right. I don't know if I have the energy for this, Kevin.
Dude, I am gonna edit it. If you stumble, it's okay.
I need energy. I need electrolytes. I need power. So much energy. So many babies.
Paper towel? I have a paper towel.
No,
that
doesn't help. Doesn't help. So what did we do? What did we play? We played a game. We played a game again. We do that.
We played a game. It's called Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, Michael.
We played Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, which is right in front of me. Thanks, Kevin.
It's also behind you because you set up a fancy TV.
So we played the first one. I'd like to play the second one because it seems like the first one kind of warrants you to like just drops you right at the end, and you're like, oh, I gotta play the second one.
Yeah, well, we're gonna jump right to the ending right away, but like
no, I don't know.
The mini cliffhanger at the end is just like, well, I better play 2 now.
You had such promise. You could have been my successor, my equal, but no. But I may still have some small use for you. I still have enemies to find and destroy. You will do my bidding until I find a new apprentice. And then, like Vader, you will be cast aside.
But yeah, welcome to Game Clubs for our game of the month for what was this?
May.
May? What month are we in? I think I ask that every month.
I think we're in May.
We're in May. We were in May. We're almost in June. But yeah, for May we played Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, which was great because May was Star Wars month, sort of, because of May the 4th, and it all worked out. Stars aligned, and we got to play.
Stars aligned. We all played The Force Unleashed.
Look at that. Yeah. I don't know. I liked it. I mean, I've played it before. I was kind of hoping that there was going to be like a new game plus mode to go through and play it again with like all of my gear, and there kind of is, but it isn't. There's like a level select, which will allow you. So like if I'm on the last level and then I do a level select for like level 1, I'll have all my gear, but it's not like actually a new game plus.
Right.
So
the which is kind of disappointing because when I beat this game, I knew there was like we're jumping all over the place for the story, but it makes sense what I'm going to say is that I knew this was going to be short, so I was all ready to like just run through it, and then like I thought actually, like you said, there would be a new game plus, and there isn't.
Yeah, that's a huge. I think that's probably my one big miss for this game, and which is odd because I normally don't. Well, that's not true. I'd like to play games again, but it's not always like a deal breaker for me. But like you said, it's a shorter game, and I was really looking forward to collecting all like the lightsaber gems and stuff, which you can do, but it's just without like a new game, like a proper new game plus mode. It's kind of, why am I collecting all this crap if at the end of the game all it amounts to is in the last level I can select from like 20 different lightsabers? Like it'd be nice to like really fill up your inventory.
Well, the problem with that, even the lightsabers, is that like while I was looking for him, like I had no drive because he had the red one, and then I found the green one, which is in like kind of plain sight, at least in the PS2 version, and then I got another red one.
Will be restored.
No! It is the Jedi who stand in the way of peace!
Yeah, there's a lot that are like no different at all. Like there's like a gold and an orange one, and it's like, what is the point? Because like and one of them is a lot harder to find, I think, than the other. And
they don't do it like a damage upgrade. Like that's all on the hill. No. So I was like, oh, this is nice. And then I heard there was a black one, and I was like,
yeah, I didn't find that one. Yeah,
I don't know what to find it. Apparently, there's like a cheat you could put in to just get it. But like by the time I learned about it, I put it like I was at the end of the game. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that.
So I know. So this is a proper introduction. So yeah, we played Star Wars: Force Unleashed. I think it was a pretty good game overall. Hopefully, everybody had a good time with it. I know we play a lot of third person beat 'em ups, but
I have no problem with third person action adventure. Let me just say.
Yeah, I mean they're good. They're good for what we do because they play well and they play quickly, and there's kind of like a lot of game mechanics to go over. Like using the Force in this game was fun, but I don't know, at some points it was kind of like really wonky.
Well, if we get into the combat, there's no denying that this is literally Star Wars God of War
with levitation.
Can Kratos levitate?
No.
Yeah, okay, fair enough. I thought he had like something in 3 that I don't remember. But like this is like God of War style gameplay is fun, but there are a lot of times when I got to the it's fun. It's just when I got to the QuickTime events, I was like, man, I wish I was doing all that cool stuff instead of like watching Starkiller jump and like you hit square. I'm like, oh man, if only I can control that part.
Do you remember before this game came out, like all the trailers used that one scene where you're like pulling the Star Destroyer down from like
yeah, that I didn't get to do.
Yeah. Well, that was in the PS2 version, right? Because it
was in the PS2 version, but it was like way less epic. Like you were barely controlling it. You were just like sitting there like tapping triangle.
No, that's across all the versions. It's just a miserable. What should have been the coolest part of the game is probably the most frustrating sequence because every time you let go of it, it like snaps back, and it's just this like tedious, repetitive. It's not even a boss fight. It's just like this sequence, and it's really annoying.
The QuickTime events in this are also kind of sensitive. Like if you're doing square, triangle, circle, and I went square, then I hit triangle, and then like there's a long gap between hit circle, so I accidentally hit a button, and it just like it doesn't even like transition out of it well. At least in the PS2 version, it would just be like, oh, I fell back on the floor on my feet, and then like I have to do it all over again.
Yeah. I mean, was the boss fights were? Well, how many were there? Were there even that? There was just like the start. I mean,
this was just a series of boss fights too. Like it was literally just get from one boss, fight a wave of enemies, get to the next boss, and
they weren't really like they just were QuickTime events to take them down. But
yeah, well, you got to like a quarter of their health bar, and then like the game would go into a QuickTime.
You're insane! Not this match!
Yeah, but I mean, I thought overall it was good. I mean, the story started to pick up a little bit towards the end. You know, it definitely was a pretty solid story, I think, for Star Wars. I mean, it's nice like kind of seeing things from like that, you know, from sort of like a hidden perspective, some stuff they don't really touch on in like any of the movies or books or stuff like that. I think it was well integrated into the story.
Did they ever actually say the apprentice's name, or do we just call him Starkiller?
I don't know. I think it's just Starkiller.
I don't remember him ever being called Starkiller like officially, but I don't, which is the coolest Sith name in the world, by the way. Like I think on the back of this box, like the graphics even look kind of like PS3 one. Like I feel like they just took the screenshots from that game and they were like, yeah, throw it on the back. It looks just like that.
Yeah, basically. Why'd you play it on PS2? Just because you had it?
I thought I got this from GameStop, but apparently I bought it at Retro, and I had it. I don't know. I had no intention of playing one version. I actually wanted to play the Wii version because I heard that was better somehow. But then
no, it's worse.
Is it worse?
Well, it's like everything's Waggle controls. I haven't played it, but I have a friend of mine bought it, and like we were talking about it because he was going to play it with us this month, and he's like, I can't play this game. It's just like unplayable.
So I heard like this has a different developer than the 360 and PS3 ones, and then I found out the developer did the same version as this. So I didn't know like Stealth Wii one was different, but apparently who made this one? This was Chrome Studios, so not really LucasArts. I don't know who made that, but like I can't imagine like how different it can be. So
it's probably just ported. I don't think it's any different.
No. And then I wanted to play 2 because I heard it has like a Smash Brothers style mini game, and I was like, I can be Smash Brothers with Starkiller. I was like, ooh, I need this. But
go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, well, I'm keeping that in. I'm not editing that part out. You're keeping that.
No worries.
Yawn. Yeah, no, the story was kind of slow in the beginning. Because it was just kind of like, go to this planet and kill this Jedi. I was like, all right, Master, you got it. And then I did that for a while. And then there was no real build-up to Starkiller being like, I hate Vader now. And I'm going to take him down. Like, he just kind of did it out of nowhere.
Well, I think...
unless I missed something.
I can't remember because I kind of played it sporadically because I did the level select. I sort of jumped around a lot. And I kind of skipped through a lot of the cutscenes and played through just some of like the actual gameplay this time around, so I don't remember all of the story from the first time I played it.
Honestly, the story to me didn't stand out. Like the gameplay was there in this game. I love jumping around, like doing lightsaber combos, and like that was the main focus of the game. Like the story really just felt like an excuse from going from this planet to this planet to this planet. So I'm not like I was fine with that. The ending, which I wanted to talk about, which isn't too spoilery, at least from what I can see, because at the end you get to pick between. Everyone told me you get to be like light side or dark side. Light side, dark side. I was like, oh, I want to be the dark side. I don't even know what ending I picked. Like when I got to the final room where Palpatine is like, you're fighting Vader, and then Palpatine's like, oh, attack him. I'm like, what are my other choices right now? Like, I didn't understand how to do that.
I think if you don't attack him for like a long enough period of time, something happens.
Is that the by ending or something? Like,
I don't know. I didn't know there were multiple endings actually.
Yeah, everyone told me like, yo, be on the dark side, be on the dark side. I'm like, how? How do I do these things?
Yeah, that PS2 version though, maybe you can't get different endings.
Maybe you can't, because I mean, I just can't imagine how different this really could be from the PS3 version. Like honestly, it doesn't seem like super in depth. Like there were no like RPG elements, I'm sure, in like the newer versions that like you needed to play it on.
No, I think it's just like graphical fidelity and stuff like that.
Which I think it looks good for a PS2 game. I'm not gonna lie. Like it looks like an early launch PS3 game, but I thought it was kind of impressive. When did this come out? 2008. They were still making games for the PS2 then? Jeez. Why?
Never give up. Never surrender.
Well, I mean, it's like this and Super Nintendo are tied for like my favorite systems of all time, so fine.
Yeah, well, PS2 is amazing. Well, the thing is, though, for me, for PS2, I try to stay away from like ported games and things like. There's just so many great like RPGs and shit on there that I think, yeah. But like, I never really liked too many of the. Well, that's not true. God of War was awesome.
God of War's so awesome. It's so awesome. They made a game after this in Star Wars.
I don't think it's that God of War-y. There's a lot more games that are more God of War clones than
Dante's Inferno.
Like Dante's Inferno,
now,
which is a good game.
I want to play it actually, and
You
actually
played it.
No, I haven't. But for July, I had some kind of not Dante's Inferno, but another God of War style game. But maybe we should avoid those for a little bit.
We'll see.
How it goes. I'm probably gonna say that. I'm gonna be like, nah, I'm putting it on there anyway.
All right.
But it's good. So you didn't get to play 2.
Did not.
Damn it. Corey played 2. So when we get to the second meeting we have, which by the way, this is our nice little founders meeting, everybody, so you can finally see President Mike's face when he's not at a party.
We're gonna try to rearrange.
No, we're getting you in there too.
Yeah,
we're gonna try to get to
it. I don't even really want to use this.
I'm using it. I don't really care what you say.
All right.
I'm throwing it in the beginning. It's just gonna be a nice little pre-show.
A pre-show.
It's okay. That got sensual. So overall, wait, we got to do it by official. Would you put Force Unleashed on the shelf?
Yeah, I don't think I would, because yeah, because I played it before and I was really excited to play it again when it got picked for Game of the Month, and then after playing like 2 or 3 levels, I was just over it like really quickly. It didn't replay nearly as well as I wanted it to, which was sort of the whole point of like putting a game on like our shelf. Dictates something that you just pick up and like put in and be ready to play again like at any time. It would be enjoyable. I mean, at least for me, I don't think I'd ever be upset if I didn't play it again.
All right, fair enough. I can't say I disagree either, though. Like, I like this game, and it was my first time playing it, but it was okay. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was too short. It was kind of repetitive. I felt like there could have been more done with Star Killer as opposed to just, like, being Vader's little, like, whipping boy.
I didn't love Metal Gear Rising, like, a ton, but I'd rather play that right now than Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
But like what held me with that game was like it was so cinematic and like I just felt like the combat was smoother. Like this, like blocking was almost worthless.
The combat in this is like really jankety. Like it's just It's not that fluid, and it just doesn't. I don't know. It's okay. It's definitely worth playing. Like I'm happy we played it. It's a good game. It's just once you've played it once, there's not really a ton to go back for. There's nothing to go back for unless you want to go find stuff. But there's no replay. Like once you go and find all the collectibles, like what do you do with it from there? There's no new game plus, so it's not like
the force powers were also kind of weird. Like trying to get somebody up in the air and then throw my lightsaber at them was like, when I got it right, it was really cool to do, but I was just like, you have to hold L1, like take your finger off, and then L1 and square at like the same time. Like
there's like a lot going on with like to make that all work, and then there's a lot happening in the fight too. So you're trying to like balance fighting everything at the same time of like trying to do cool force tricks and shit.
Well, the easiest way to kill a lot of people if there was a cliff was just force throw them off. Yeah, I was just like, all right, why am I even fighting here? I don't know why I didn't do that more. It seems like the easiest answer, but like the Jedi are coming. Like throw them over there.
On the 360 version, there's an achievement on like the intro level of Darth Vader called the worst day shift manager ever. And I think you have to like throw like 12 stormtroopers or something off the cliff, like in the beginning, like the opening prologue.
Oh, were you fighting over what's it called, the Wookiees?
Yeah. And they won't attack you or anything because like they're just stormtroopers, but they'll you just throw them off the cliffs and
it's kind of
and then you get an achievement. Worst day shift manager ever.
This would probably be a game I'd actually hunt trophies for if I got on the PS3 because there's nothing else to do really. And
you can't see this right now, but Drogo's trying to.
Hello, friend. He's staying in the meeting too.
Yes.
It's all staying in the meeting, whether you like it or not. So. Overall impressions, it's a good first, like it's a good one-time playthrough.
Yeah, that would be. I wouldn't put it on our shelf, but I would say, it's a good playthrough, especially if you're a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, if you, it does tell you, like, it doesn't really have a satisfying ending because it wants you to roll right into 2. Which, if they put out like a Force Unleashed 1 and 2 combo pack, it probably would have been better. But they didn't. So this is what we got to deal with. Indeed. Any closing thoughts, Michael?
He just put all kinds of like junk in my lap. There you go, buddy.
That is not how that works out.
Yeah.
No,
I don't think so. I mean, I'm going to try to make it on the other meeting anyway, so you hopefully just splice whatever you want out of this.
Well, I'm splicing this whole thing. This is our pre-show.
No, this is like 20 minutes long.
This is our pre-show. I'm going to throw it up now. Like, I'm going to edit it up now, and then we'll be like, hey, he's coming.
No.
Then what was the point of this?
I don't know. You tell me. You told me to.
Exactly. I'm doing this, and we're gonna just put it up as a pre-meeting.
All right,
it's happening.
Sounds good. Yeah. Well, we're growing. We're evolving. We're getting more organized somehow, even though it doesn't.
We're all trying to synchronize these 40,000 schedules we all have to work with.
It happens. But I'm pumped for next month though.
What are we doing?
Metal Gear.
Metal Gear. Right. I had it over there because I was excited about it. I've never played another Metal Gear, which is actually something we should do a little pre-meeting preview of next month. So do you know anything? You know something about Snake Eater? Tell me about it because I don't know anything.
It's a prequel to all the other Metal Gears. It's the first, like chronologically.
I thought 5 was.
No, this takes place before 5.
Oh, I thought. Ooh, okay. Then I don't have to play 5 first.
No, you don't. You should start with the. I mean, with Metal Gear, the story is so complicated that there really is no right or wrong way to play them because even chronologically they don't make sense. But
that's good.
3 is the first one chronologically.
Fair enough. All right, so
and you learn a lot about the story and the backstory of all the characters that you'll see in the other Metal Gears.
I've only played Metal Gear Solid 1, so. And Rising. No, Rising isn't solid, I guess. So, I guess we're going to have to learn what Metal Gear 3 holds in store for us. So, guys, I'm gonna put up we'll have the new meeting. I think we're gonna shoot for June 4th, and if anything changes, I will let everybody know, or Mike, or somebody. We're gonna make it work. So I like your face. Don't put it on the shelf.
Perfect.
Good day.